Hi everyone, I'm Harry. I'm the founder of Visible, and I'm incredibly excited to be here and incredibly excited to have the opportunity to be part of an event like this. As someone with long COVID, it's great to see our understanding of this condition continuing to grow. And our goal with Visible is to help increase that understanding, whether it's for researchers, clinicians, and patients. And I've been kindly given a few minutes to speak about Visible, and I want to share a little bit about who we are, what we're doing, and importantly, why we're doing it. And I think it's always great to start with the why, because as everyone here will know and be acutely aware, the number of people affected by these invisible illnesses, long COVID, but I also include myalgic encephalomyelitis. With that has grown considerably in the last few years, with estimates north of 60 million. But one of the things that makes these illnesses so debilitating is this feature of post-exertional malaise or post-exertional symptom exacerbation. And this is the criteria for ME, but it's also present in a large majority of people with long COVID, where activity typically makes people worse. And this feature of exertion is really the largest single modifiable variable that exists for these conditions. And patients know this, and even before the pandemic, these are some numbers that are from a fantastic survey done by the ME Association, where we can see that there's been this exponential growth in people with post-exertional malaise using fitness trackers to try and manage their condition. Which is kind of insane, right? You've got chronically ill people using devices that are designed for fitness, devices that are encouraging workouts and exercise, not rest and pacing. Now, if we look at other conditions, other chronic conditions, for example, diabetes, we see that there are tools, devices, apps to help people manage their largest modifiable variable, in that case, glucose levels. And really in long COVID and ME, we absolutely should have the same. We should have the tools, devices, the apps, the best technology in the world to manage the largest modifiable variable exertion. And at Visible, that's what we're building. We're building an activity tracking platform for illness, not fitness. And we help people to manage their pacing. We help people to track their long-term progress, and also to measure their response to treatment. Now, I mentioned, heart rate variability. For those that aren't familiar, this is a variance in time between each heartbeat. It's actually one of the most accessible biomarkers, I think, that exists for these conditions. I often don't think it's talked about enough. But in both long COVID and ME, it's been shown to be suppressed and inversely correlated with symptom severity. And we actually have this in our data as well. And in dynamic conditions like these, it's an incredibly powerful tool to continuously measure progress. And at Visible, it's really baked into everything that we do. So we want to capture that, and we want to capture that in the best way possible. And so as part of our app, we also include a heart rate monitor. So we have a partnership with Polar where we are able to get high accuracy all day heart rate and heart rate variability data from a research grade device that's called the Polar Verity Sense. And what we can do with this is pretty incredible. We actually can capture, even in just 60 seconds of readings in the morning, we actually have the ability to predict crashes. And we actually have a new algorithm coming out soon that's going to do that even better than our last one. And I'm excited for that research to come out in the next couple of months. But we also have the ability to send you real-time alerts on when to slow down. So these pacing notifications. And tied in with that, we have custom algorithm similar to the spoons theory, to measure how much energy you have throughout the day. We call this pace points. And with that, we can set up budgets to help you manage your energy throughout the day. And we have another nice feature within the app that provides a pace setter, which essentially you want to stay behind throughout the day to try and spread your energy evenly, to avoid these symptom flare-ups or crashes. We just ran a survey in the last couple of weeks that actually asked people about the impact that heart rate monitored pacing can have on these conditions. And we've had some incredible results, and this will be published soon. But I think, high level takeaways is that, we've seen over 90%, over 80% of people saying that they've improved their sustainable physical activity, they've improved their ability to control their illness, they've improved their understanding of their energy. So we're really excited to get this out into peer-reviewed research in peer-reviewed journals in the next couple of months. Now, alongside our pacing, we're also developing digital biomarkers. So not just focus on managing these conditions, but actually what we're really excited about is the ability to measure them. The Bateman Horne Center, for example, has done fantastic research on the ability to use time spent upright as a proxy for illness severity. And similarly, we know with POTS, the ability to measure your heart rate from lying down to standing up, or this change in heart rate, is a really good indicator of the health of your autonomic nervous system. And these are all things that we can capture with wearable technology, and this is what we're working on. And the team working on this, we're completely patient-led. The large majority of us on the team have either long COVID or ME/CFS. We are a growing team and backed by some of the leading researchers in this space. So you'll recognize quite a few names here, and we've been working closely with them to make sure that the insights that we find make it into published research over the coming years. And we've already begun that by including these in-app studies. So within our app, you can opt in to share your data directly with researchers around the world. And we have studies with Imperial College London, whether that's looking at the menstrual cycle, or with Mount Sinai, that's looking at the biometric patterns, or with Patient-Led Research Collaborative, recently launched in the last couple of weeks, the ability for them to research the impact of reinfections on both long COVID and ME. And we want to make sure that anyone has access to this research. And so alongside the wearable integration with the Visible membership, we have a completely free app that you can use to take part in this research, because actually we can still capture a lot of data even without the wearable. And we can do that using this really awesome technology. And we're partnered with Elite HRV to capture heart rate variability using just your smartphone camera. So by putting your finger on your smartphone camera, we can take a 60-second reading, and that your camera lens can pick up these small fluctuations in color of your fingertip and translate that into your resting heart rate and your heart rate variability with incredible accuracy. It's about 97% accurate compared to a Polar H10. Then alongside this data we capture in the morning, we also can capture data through what we have is like an evening check-in. We make it really easy for you to capture symptoms, treatments, exertion, so not just physical, but cognitive and emotional, as well as the menstrual cycle. And then with this data, we want to make the free app still useful for you outside of the research. So still adding the ability to spot trends and patterns easily in these conditions, as well as compare sort of symptoms against other variables to give you more visibility on your illness. And then also the ability, we don't want to just make your illness visible to yourself, as well as researchers, but also to clinicians. So we're starting to build functionality that allows you to share your data with clinicians. And so we have this export PDF feature with a health report with all the most important parts of your condition. This is free to download. So you can get it on both the Google Play Store and the Apple App Store. It's currently available in the UK, the US, and Germany, and a couple of other countries. And we're working really hard to make that available worldwide. And we'll be making more announcements about that in the coming year. But really what I want to leave you with is that we have built at Visible one of the largest data sets in the world already, that includes biometrics, symptoms, and medications. And we have an incredible opportunity to use that data to really move the science forwards. It's really what motivates the team is increasing our understanding of these conditions. In the past year alone, we have had over 60,000 people join our platform, the majority of these people with long COVID, and we have collected over 60 million data points. So an incredible data set. And so if you are a researcher and you are interested in working with Visible to understand different aspects of these conditions, please do reach out to us. And I hope you'll join us in our mission to make these invisible illnesses visible.